Following this game against from Zdenek against Exterminar. And yeah,
Okay,
I hope they can hear us this time. Right.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, they can.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for being patient. Apologize for the technical difficulties. But let's continue. We have 2 games left for round 2. We actually do have 2 games that already started for round 3, but we're going to focus on. Oh, actually, there's only 1 game left now for round 2. So let's take a look at that one. It's the Exterminar game. Yep. Awesome.
And it looks like the underdog might be taking this one home because he's up a bunch of pawns with pretty good position. Although there's d7 to watch out for. So
Exactly.
keep that in
Just
mind.
maybe bishop d7.
Yeah,
just to stop.
Yeah,
Just to
block
block
it.
off that pawn. Yeah, no, I think definitely black has chances here, but have to be extremely careful about that d6 pawn. And I think white's doing a good decision in trying to win that c3 pawn.
Yep.
And they will win it now with no, unless black plays pawn to c2, but then rook d2. Oh no, you can't play rook d2 because white is busy defending the pawn, the knight on e4.
Yeah. Do you ever think about like sacrificing the exchange and then just getting the pawn to c2 and defending it forever with the bishop to like f5?
It's an interesting idea, but I think because white still has that pawn on d6 that it complicates things, because white always has like d7 push, maybe sacrifice the pawn to win the c2 pawn. Just
So,
something like that in the future.
Just keep it simple, right? Okay, how about we check...
Thank you, Orga, for writing the round 1 and round 2 results in the chat. Appreciate it.
So how about we move on to the round 3 because we already have the game Mansame against...
Yep, there's 3 games currently going on. Which one would you like to go with first? Zlatko.
Yeah, I'm already on the Zlatko one, and I'm not sure what is
You're playing the dragon, my favorite.
Yeah, the dragon, but with a queen on vacating on a7. So
yeah, it seems like actually black kind of made a wrong move earlier in regards to, because if you allow a5 with the white pawn, it's quite bad in the dragon because you have to play b6 and weaken your a6 pawn. So he should have played b6. He should have actually played, in my opinion, like b6 at some point to like stop a5. And then that's usually what I play in the dragon, to not allow a5.
Yeah, b6 is an important move. I'm always highlighting this trick that you can use. And once you play a5, as you said, then knight a4.
And
I mean,
b5.
not in this position, obviously, but knight a4 to b6 is always something that you need to be afraid of. And then, yeah, I mean, white is breaking in the center. Although, I'm not going to be calling black out of this one yet. Because all the time this kind of, I think this kind of struggles now, it's more resembling like a Benoni structure. Since they changed the pawns, and in the Benoni, I mean, it might be, the evaluation might be in white's favor all the time, but black always has some
I actually really enjoy playing the old Benoni because it's an opening that is very rarely played, and if black knows what they're doing better than white, black can actually have quite an interesting game. But if white knows what they're doing, yes, as you said, white just has an advantage in that opening.
So are you referring to the old Benoni, like the one with c5 and e5, like the Czech
Yeah,
Benoni?
yeah. It's when you don't play knight f6 first, so that you can trade off the dark squared bishop. I actually really like that variation better. I like the old Benoni more than the Czech Benoni.
Oh yeah. That's I get it. So that's actually like really similar, just that you don't develop the knight on f6, right?
Yeah, not early, not early. You develop it later. It transposes to the Czech Benoni depending
Yeah,
on
that's
how white
interesting.
plays.
Yeah, that's an interesting opening. Like some Romanian grandmaster named Dieter Nisipanu used to play that with black whenever he felt like playing a very well prepared opponent. He usually liked to go for that line since he thought that the engines are not that strong in those type of positions. But I mean, we're talking maybe like 10 years ago. Probably these days, it kind of changed. The engine have become better and better, and yeah, it's still though a very interesting opening, as you said, because you can rely mostly on plans and ideas rather than on move by move stuff. And yeah, this is something that
Exactly.
I'd like to do. Um,
Let's take a look at the game between Chess Jeff and Hytham. So it's
yeah, just
chess
a second.
underscore Jeff 9999.
Uh, yep.
Chess underscore Jeff 9999. Let's take a
Uh,
look at that game.
yeah, I'll just follow him in a second. And yep, he is playing against Hiram, and they started with a bishop opening against the Sicilian, which I have mixed feelings about, but it looks like Black has got a very comfortable position, and yeah, just Jeff should be the huge favorite here, having the 300 rating points advantage over his opponent. But yeah, we'll see if that's going to matter or not. You know, I think one thing that White should be aware of is this rook e8 idea. And remember when I started chess and started playing tournaments that it was really painful when my opponents were going for rook e8 and trapping my queen on the e file. So I think this is really a powerful trick that you can use as a beginner to finish your development and also take advantage of the fact that White's king might still be in the center of the board.
Yep. Yeah. I really like that e4 square though for the black knight.
Yeah,
It seems
that's just beautiful.
quite
Getting a knight
nice.
there, yeah, just getting a knight there will even be stronger than a rook in most of the positions.
I wonder
It's
if white is going to recapture the bishop with the pawn and open up the g file. Nope, he captured with the queen, which is probably a better decision to not ruin the pawn structure, but
Yeah, queen b6, even bishop b4. I mean, here the d4 pawn is going to be. Oh, now bishop c3, trade the knight, and then get a knight to b4. Rook e8 works too. Just now make that trade, take on c3 and go knight e4, and the knight it's never going to be, tackled by any other minor piece. So usually, white has to respond to that by giving up the exchange at some point, but.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to make a point that there was just a little bit of a misunderstanding with round 3. So actually, this chess Jeff versus is technically a round 4 pairing, but they're playing round 3. But it's technically a round 4 pairing,
Ooh,
but it's
yeah,
okay.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw what you mean.
It happens. It happens. Yep, see that knight now. Now,
No,
I just
no,
want to make a huge point that the knight on e4 is really strong. It's on an outpost square, and it cannot be traded off by the dark square bishop, which means that that knight is going to be permanently there unless white decides to sacrifice their exchange, their rook for the knight. So that knight is basically permanently there with ideas with queen h4, some attacking chances, queen h4, knight g3.
Yeah, yeah, that's very well pointed out, and now White's position is just falling apart, and you can just like put the knight back on e4 and then just just do whatever you want. I mean, that knight is giving you so many possibilities of just
Oh,
so much
I
freedom.
think I like something to do with c5 and d4, even though I know it doesn't really work right now with maybe bishop d2, but it might be interesting to take advantage of the pin on
Yeah, yeah,
e3.
you could try to do that.
I
I'm
don't think
more.
it works, but just
Yeah,
some ideas.
I'm more of a classical player, and I would just get a knight to e4 and slowly just shuffle my pieces. Just try to not calculate at all if possible in this type of positions, and yeah, just trying to keep it as safe as possible. Because with c5, I mean it's probably good, but in some positions it might be risky. So I'll
Yep.
probably
Yep.
not go for it. But yeah, it was a good move. And yeah, we have can we get to the
Yep.
let's go to the Zdenek game, because they are playing a
Yep.
Rui Lopez, and
They
they're
just
going
started.
for this anti-Berlin with d3, which I really enjoy to play as white. And let's actually see this. Wow, he goes for d5. I mean, black is this is a very topical and hot line of the Marshall Gambit. I mean, here
Nice.
it's the anti-Marshall, to be honest, because it's with d3, and uh, white is usually playing that in order to avoid the Marshall Gambit, but black goes for
Is
this
knight
d5.
is knight f6 a normal move here, or is bishop e6 better, or
No, it's not
is
the most common move. I tend to think that bishop to b7 is usually where the this bishop belongs, and
bishop b7?
sometimes
Okay,
yeah, and
makes
sometimes
sense.
you even like at some point sack the e5 pawn if needed. Then the bishop is just like a monster on the diagonal,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's anyways knight f6 has been played, and now bishop to g5. But this allows black to go for tactics. And now after d4, the position simply stabilized. And yeah, let's see, bishop e6 played. So as you said, bishop e6 here makes a lot of sense, shutting down that bishop from b3.
Hmm.
And I would probably play something like c3 here as white, just
Hmm.
to protect the d4 square, and give you a chance to
And to
take on b3.
recapture with the queen, right?
Yeah, the recapture. Maybe I'll even consider to
With
recapture
the pawn.
with a pawn. Yeah, I would think about that. But
Put pressure on
pawn takes.
a6.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's definitely probably. I mean, both moves should be around the same evaluation, but AB3 is more interesting generally, creating that small
The
imbalance.
the reason why in these analysis I bring up pawn structure quite often, because like I believe that at lower levels, pawn structure can matter quite a bit because it's like targets. But at higher level chess, masters purposely double their pawns for certain advantages. But at lower level, it's not always that you make pawn structure weaknesses for positional play, right?
Yeah, I
So
mean, even in Masters games, it can backfire quite badly. So yeah, that's a very sensible topic that you mentioned. But yeah, I mean, interesting. Yeah, interesting stuff.
that pawn, yeah. Now the bishop is. There's a lot of pressure here on the
Yeah,
bishop
but
on
still, I was
d5.
thinking maybe a3, and then it's
Ooh,
not that simple.
c6.
Yeah, but maybe
Oh,
a3, and then the
a3,
knight
trapping the
is
knight. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Uh,
that's very lucky. That's very lucky that the knight on b4 is trapped because otherwise, if the pawn was on a5. But you know what? It's bad to say what ifs because
Yeah, I mean it's a good luck. I mean, I'd like to be that lucky. So, anyways, unfortunately, it might not be lucky in a winning way. It's lucky that it's just not
Well, just
losing the
lucky that
place.
you're not losing even more points than needed, right? So,
Yeah. Okay. Looks like this game is about to stabilize, so maybe we can
yep.
check what's
Let's take a look.
happening in the Rohan Mal game. Because here we have another interesting situation with the outpost on the e5 square, and I'm actually really curious to see how they got to this position. So they did it by having what it looks to be a hippopotamus opening. Are you calling it that way in Canada?
Yes, but the hippopotamus is when I think it's when the bishops are
Yeah,
developed
yeah.
to e7 and e7, right?
Yeah. I mean, it looked like it's going to be one, but I just spoke too soon. But
No, no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
sure
no.
how we
You're the
can
one
call
who
this. Yeah.
you're the one who corrected me, I think, last time, and I thought that the two fiend ketoed bishops is the hippopotamus, but
No, I think it's you're right, and yeah, it's still interesting because White is
ooh,
getting now on the e file, e5
I
square.
don't, I don't, I don't actually think that White should have traded off their H pawn earlier on, and undoubled Black's double pawns. Should have just kept the pawn on H4, I think,
Yeah, I haven't really paid
earlier.
too much attention
Sorry about that.
to that position, to be honest. Uh,
It was just here. I think like the H5 pawn, who cares, right? Even if Black captures it at some point, F5 is gone. Because it's um
yeah.
H6 might be interesting too. But I think the H pawn there should have just stayed and just continued with whatever plan.
Yeah. I'm getting what you mean. I have some funny stories though about this topic, because I always thought like whenever I have that pawn on h5, they can never take it because then it's just gonna be too weak. But I mean, at some point I ended up in some games having that belief, and they just literally take my pawn, and then it's just like I'm down a pawn.
Right.
They even end up using that pawn to open up my king, and I was like, how is this
Oops.
working? And they're like really important games, but yeah, I mean, in this
Backfired.
position, yeah, in this position, it wouldn't be good to take there because the f5 pawn is just too weak. But like, I mean, sometimes g takes h5 is a surprising move because it's like breaking the structure, but based on dynamic factors, is maybe you can use the g file somehow in some positions. It's an idea sometimes to keep in mind.
Well,
Uh,
well, that's why they say that in anything you learn in chess, there's always exceptions. So you should always be looking out for that.
no,
Anything you
yeah,
learn.
it's really annoying.
It
It's
is
really
annoying.
annoying. uh,
Oh, take a look at the Rohan Mall game. Actually, it seems like it is now going to be a draw.
Wait, it was a win for Black. It was a win here.
Oh, oh,
It was
now
a
it is a
win.
win.
It
Okay,
was a
now
win.
it is a
Just
win.
just play
There,
the
there was
king.
a
No, now it's
yeah.
no, no. Now it's a win. Wait, what happened? Some big mistake happened.
Oh, extra Minar offered a draw here.
Wait,
I'm
did he took
surprised they
it?
have a lot of time. They still have a lot of time on their clock.
Black is winning here by taking the opposition. Wow, and he knows it. Oh no, he doesn't. Wait, why is not Black going for the win? Ah, damn it, that was so close. I mean, he literally got to the winning position, everybody. Now after king e3, it's really important to highlight the fact that after king e5, White has to choose his way. And he was probably afraid of a pawn race. But the pawn race would have
Yeah.
been in Black's favor, because White will simply be a tempo short in this run,
Yes.
especially because if he
Oh,
goes king b6, it's even worse that we get to promote with check.
oh, with check. Yes, yes.
But even if the king was not there, and let's just okay, they
Oh gosh,
started a
it's
new
so
game.
close.
They started a new game. Okay, so like the king goes to b5. Anyways, like I wanted to point out that here the queen would be stopping the pawn, and even if it got into e7, then you can just stop it and win. So yeah, it looks like anyways they started the game. So we have Rohan, we have Mansame that goes for the London system. So I'm hyped about this game. And they have the Chigorin system by Black, which is actually a surprisingly popular system at the lower rated games, I think, because all of my students are facing this on a regular basis rather than what I teach them to be the theoretical line, like how the masters played in London. And this is why I'm starting to focus on this. I started to analyze these positions really seriously, and my conclusion was that, if Richard Rapport used to play the Chigorin system against guys like Magnus Carlsen and the top players in his tournaments, then why wouldn't you try the Chigorin against the London, since it's already like not that aggressive as it was, like in the way he was doing it. He was playing after c4. He was playing the move knight to c6, and
I feel
that is just wild.
I feel bad. I feel bad in this game for White having to play King E2. But I think instead of Knight F6, maybe Black should have captured the pawn on C4. Since the king is in the center, I think it would be good to try to open up the position, because White's doing a really good decision. His king is in the center, so he's trying to block off any pawn trades,
Yeah, yeah.
any files to become open. So I think Black should have captured the pawn on c4 earlier, trying to open up the position in the center, because that's where the white king
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going to be located.
you're right, but I want to highlight here the fact that sometimes the line goes queen takes b1, and after bishop to b4 check, white is simply chilling with king d1, and usually
Okay.
and yeah, like slowly he's going to. I mean, at some point you either take, or he develops the bishop to d3. And he literally just plays rook e2, brings the rook in the game, king f1 with the bishop pair, all good. And then he just plays like nothing has happened. I mean, Magnus Carlsen used this idea once, and it's actually something really common for the London. But yeah, whenever I tell that to my students, they'll be like, "Are you insane? How am I supposed to play with my king on d1?" And I'm telling, like, I mean, this is how you should be playing this. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like it looks so crazy, and yeah, I mean but it's just like a beautiful concept that with such king in the center, slowly you're able to just
But
regroup
I
your
still
pieces.
but I still think that White
Ooh,
did a
and we
good
have the knight
decision
c3
in.
fork. Damn, we've got
Yeah,
this.
yeah, he got the bishop. Oh no,
Yeah,
yes, the
yeah, he
royal
was
fork. Okay, I just saw
he
that.
was looking to trade his powerful knight, but I guess forgot about the fact that the c3 square was not covered by anything, or he simply thought, he was used to the fact that his king is normally on d1,
On
and
E1, yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly what I was gonna say.
and forgot about his like unusual fork, and yeah, now it looks like Black is back on the winning track, which yeah, looks to be a missed opportunity for White that was up a piece. So we have a decisive result in the game Zdenek against Smart Chess, and Smart Chess won in that Rui Lopez interesting encounter that we've seen in the anti-martial, and yeah, I mean, pretty impressive play by Smart Chess. I really like the way he played this one.
Solid,
Yeah, yeah.
pretty solid.
I mean, to play such good openings for someone of his rating, it's really impressive to me.
Mhm.
And then also the way he continued the game, when b3 seemed very accurate, and now
Yeah,
b2,
and then B2.
and he
Hmm.
took on c1, promoted. That was just like very accurate. We also have a game where wait, what happened here? Quintix Chess Jeff won in that. Yeah. Okay, we got a new game. Chess Jeff is about to start here round 4.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, Let me actually try to work on the scores.
So this is technically round 3, because as I mentioned before, there was a little bit of a misunderstanding between a few of the opponents. For anyone who's watching, if you don't know too much of the format, but basically there's a lot of teams that are participating in this tournament, and basically today, um, uh, everyone plays against everyone. So basically, first, the number 1 player ends up playing round, the number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 player on the other team. So it is quite fair for everyone. Everyone gets to play the strongest person on the team, and everyone gets to play the weakest person on the team. So, just if anyone didn't know the format of this tournament.
Yeah, and we actually get a Nidorf on the board, which is
Nice.
really exciting. What do you think about a Nidorf, Lisa? How do you feel about
So
everything?
I personally don't play the Nidorf. I've tried playing it myself. I'm more of a Fiend Keto Bishop type of person, but I've actually been looking into trying the Nidorf because I've heard by really strong players as black, a lot of grandmasters play the Nidorf
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
black. But by
And
the way, why do grandmasters play the Nidorf rather than the dragon? Why is the Nidorf more common amongst grandmasters?
Well, I think there are many takes on this subject, but I will tell you what I've learned like 10 years ago. So one of my old coaches told me, well, I mean, the dragon is fine, the Nidorf is fine. The only difference between them is that, at some point when you're playing the dragon, you're relying on only moves. But if you're comparing it to the Nidorf, usually you can choose between two or three good moves in the same time. So I mean that was just like to me a great insight as a kid, and I think it still like applies in today's chess. Although also in the Nidorf, there are really double-edged lines as well that just one step wrong and the game is over, as we've seen in the last tournament played by Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, where he's been struggling facing the poison pawn variation. I mean, he was playing the poison pawn variation, but he was struggling against the Rouser. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that would be one of the main reason. The dragon is just very very risky. It's considered to be very risky because they're opposite side castlings all the time, and that is one of the
I do
reasons.
yeah, I do know that in the dragon, the problem is that if white plays extremely correctly, then black's king safety is quite bad
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
bishop on.
that's right. I mean, that's it about the king's safety, and yeah, I mean, there dragon is definitely very exciting to see as well. I mean, I remember seeing a lot of lines in the dragon where black just used to sacrifice the exchange on c3 or sacrifice a bishop for 3 pawns, or I even remember a line where black was sacrificing a rook for 5 pawns and then trying to play the endgame, and that's just like really entertaining to watch. Unfortunately, not sure if you can make it work that well move by move, but yeah, I think the dragon is entering those categories as the King's Indian or the Dutch. When you need to play for a win, that is probably one of the openings that you will be considering to play. But yeah. By the way, we just got bishop e6 here. I feel like white should be much better after f5, and white will be taking a lot of space. And usually, what happened to my early Nidorf days, I would be playing like
Mm-hmm.
bishop c4, and they would just reply with g4, g5, and mate me. So so here as black, I would have probably considered taking on f4 and playing the move knight to e5, trying to just not allow white to go for a direct initiative on the
Yeah,
king side. But white plays it really slow with knight to c1, which again gives black that chance.
that's why I heard in cases that are kind of similar to the Benoni. I know that this is Benoni, obviously this is the Najdorf, but you want to play f4 when it's being supported by g3 pawn.
Yeah.
That's what, like, even against the Benoni.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, here it's pretty common to allow black to take on f4. I mean, you get the f file in exchange for it. I mean, black gets the e5 square for the knight, but it looks like we might have
Oh, this is there's
g4
going to be a
g5.
king side. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This reminds me of like the old Benoni when white allows like pawn f4 and that's at g4 g5 and majority of these pawn attacks on the king side, I get like 90% win. Like black should have captured on f4 because now I think white is just going to destroy black on the king side.
Yeah, I mean, a very annoying idea is also bishop g5, simply going for it positionally. Main idea being taking the knight, and then I take that one as well. And once I get my knight to d5, I think that's gonna be pretty painful for black because the knight on d5 is just a monster, and that's one of the tough things when playing the knight, or because if you're playing with this e5. You're always running this risk of weakening the d5 pawn, and you know, the in the old Kasparov games, he was playing the Scheveningen, which started with the knight, but then he was playing with pawn to e6 rather than pawn e5, trying to be slightly more flexible. But white goes for g4 right away, and I think black should just throw in d5. I mean, there's just like, if whether it's good or bad, you just have to go d5. Because if you just allow white to play g5 and then you retreat, I mean, that's gonna be a loss for sure. So you have to just throw in that d5 move, that pawn break that should be activating your pieces. ed5, you just play like knight e4 and try to just sacrifice a pawn and open up the position, because this king might feel quite weak at the end of the day.
Do you think maybe black might should try playing something like king f8, king e8, king d7 if the attack gets too intense on the king side?
I feel like that's a trap question.
Well, I guess it just depends on how white will succeed in the attack. Black always has king f8, king e8, trying to run away.
Yeah, but yeah, he can run, I guess, but he can't really hide from the attack, because g5 is just coming with f6 next time. I mean, f6, I've just sacrificed the pawn to open the rook, and then it's just I mean, here, like, this is really a key moment in the game, because this really makes the difference on move 18 as a Najdorf player, and as someone that played the Najdorf for like more than 5 years. Here it makes the difference whether you win with the Najdorf or you lose with the Najdorf, because you have the chance to either play passively and lose and just go d5 and then go for active counterplay, and that's how you win in the Sicilian. And this is just like how I won so many games. I remember jumping from like 1500 to around 2000 just by going d5 at the appropriate moment, and just go d5. And even if you lose a pawn or two in the process, it's just that you're playing active, and then, I mean, it's way trickier for your opponent. So yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. Bishop e2, g5, knight to d5. Looks really unpleasant for black now. Really unpleasant. And just a tactic that I want to mention, like, usually if black goes f6, trying to block, white plays, oh, he plays it. Wow, I called it. I mean, I lost so many games in this fashion that I already feel the blunders. So like, I played the black side so much. You just go g6, h6, and queen h5 comes, bishop takes h6, g takes, queen takes, and then you just get mated there somehow. It's just I mean, this point is it's all routine. I mean,
oh yeah, and there's also ideas of even playing like rook g1, rook g4, rook h4 to like keep putting even more pressure.
Yeah, there are all kinds of ideas.
Sacrifice on h6.
All kinds of ideas.
But Alex, let's take a look at Mun Sam and Rohan's game, because
I'm
it's actually coming.
All right, let's see.
It's coming to an end.
Oh yeah, it's coming to an end, but yeah, do we get any stalemate potentially? Do you think we're going to be watching any stalemates today?
I don't know, actually. It's quite good that there is no there's no stalemates in this one.
I mean, I'm hoping for a stalemate, but it looks like it's not gonna happen.
If white, oh yeah, good. That was a good call by black. Just simplifying, getting another queen. I think, to be honest, I think white. I mean, at their level, it's always good to play on.
He just resigned. Okay, can we go back to the Najdorf game? I'm really enjoying this one, because it's bringing me like so. Oh wait, it allows queen e4. Now black is winning. Oh my god, it allows queen e4. Now the whole position falls after queen takes on e4. This is so unexpected.
And then just like
oh my goodness, he can play queen takes e4. Let's see if he can find that, because it's a counter-attacking move. I mean, everyone would just play g takes f6 here. And he finds it.
Exactly.
Wow, he finds
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's like so tough to come back from this situation because whenever you're on the defense, you're just thinking, okay, I mean, I should somehow defend, but I mean, you should keep on open mind for this kind of
And, and,
counterattacks.
and I mean, Black also could have just simply captured
And
on
now plays
F6, played
95. Wow,
King
this
H8.
is 95. Wow, it's not even taking. This is just incredible
Not
if
bad.
Black can. Yeah, it's just incredible if Black can turn the tables. As I already
But
called him out of this game a while ago.
Alex, wouldn't it be better to just capture on F6 and then play King H8, Rook G8? Like I don't really see
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how White
It
dropped
would have
anything
been
there.
it would have been better, but I mean knight f5. I
Oh
mean,
no.
no, it would
No,
have
no,
been
no.
better.
Queen G2 check, forcing the queen trade. I actually don't like it. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
like it anymore.
but it's fine. I mean, Black is up a pawn. I mean, generally Black is fine playing endgames in the Sicilian. I mean,
Right.
if Black survives the checkmate, then I mean, just play the endgames, and the endgames are
Yeah.
really nice in the Sicilian. Mostly thanks to the open
Yeah,
c5.
F7. Actually, I'm really happy that White found F7 because actually
Wow,
that's exactly what I was
King
looking at.
f8 only move, and the watch out if King h8, there is Bishop g5, and then
Ooh.
it's gonna be really unpleasant. Because now if Bishop g5 happens,
Yeah.
there's Queen takes e2, and if okay he goes for it, but now the big difference is that after that Black will have knight to e7. I mean, escaping with a knight and also, not allowing white to take the rook. So this was actually a brilliant find, this king f8 move. I don't think I would have find it, honestly, because it's such an unusual square for the king. And I'm not sure if you've seen the PogChamps final, but we had a checkmate like that. I mean, white had to choose between going king to f1 and king to h1, and he played king f1 and then got mated. But if he would have played the move king to h1, it would have been a winning position for him. But yeah, I mean, here it looks like Black made the right choice, but now unfortunately played this rook b8 move, which I'm not sure what was. I think he wanted to make. Wait, he's playing knight e3. Yeah, unfortunately, White just has mate in one now. Is he gonna? He takes the rook. Okay, he goes greedy. He goes greedy. Knight e3. Okay, now it's mate in one. Again, he finds it, and Chess Jaff takes this one home finally. From what it looked like a safely winning position, then it turned out to be not so safe. Okay, so I think, do we have any
There's one more
games
game.
running?
Exterminar is currently playing against Zlatko.
Okay.
Exterminar.
Yeah, I'm on it, and we have Zlatko winning. Looks like it was what it was.
Let's actually take a look at the game and from the beginning. Let's
Yeah,
let's see.
it was a hippo. I think this is a hippo, right? Is it the reverse colored hippo?
Yep,
Right?
yep. The double fianchettoed bishops.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind playing this as white. Like
Yeah, it's
you're
pretty
taking
fun.
time.
It's really fun to play this actually, because you just don't play theory, and your opponents will always be kind of confused. I mean, like, what is my opponent doing? Just playing the hippo. I mean, everyone knows the hippo, and it just like comes as a shock to them. I mean, is he really going for the hippo? And it takes a while for them to respond to the hippo. And like, if you respond in a bad way to the hippo, I mean, the hippo can become really annoying. And this comes from a player that has suffered a lot against the hippo. So I mean, I know what I'm saying, because if you like don't have a plan against it, then it's just
Yeah.
not that bad. But
Let's see. Any type of white opening that gives you a lot of initiative, usually those openings require a lot of theory. But white openings that don't require a lot of theory, you start off slow. You're actually not very aggressive in the beginning of the game, but then you're slowly working yourself up to control the center. But like that's the thing. either you learn theory, but you're playing a good aggressive opening, or you play a more passive opening, but you don't have to learn the theory. It's really up to you what you decide
How about
to do
playing
with your
an aggressive opening without knowing theory? How about that one?
Oh, and Alex, please don't worry too much about it. For next week's stream, we're gonna be just having like one for the round, because I know it's a little bit tricky to also do all of the results. So
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
wanted to.
yeah, okay.
So by the way, I just wanted to let you know that regarding for the round one.
Yeah.
Round one, Microsoft. Oh, let me see. Actually, Boeing won with 1.5. Sorry, so Microsoft had 1.5
Yeah.
and 2.5 for round one.
Okay.
Round two.
I'm not sure
It
where
was a
where I'm
tie.
supposed to type that one.
Oh, it's okay. I'm just letting everyone know for round two.
Oh, okay.
A tie between Microsoft and Boeing. For round three, actually, Microsoft took the round with 2.5 versus 1.5, and for round four, Microsoft took it home with 3-1. So I believe Microsoft has won this match with 9-7. Very close match today. Thank you for everyone playing. Let's take a look and see if maybe we will have an interview time. Alex, can you put the BRB just for a second? Maybe.
All right, and we are having our guests. Welcome.
Hello. By the way, I wanted to apologize for both teams that we had technical difficulties in the first two rounds, but we did manage to get everything sorted for the last two rounds. So my apologies, but good luck to both teams. It was very, very close today. It was 9 for Microsoft and 7 for Boeing. How do you guys feel about it? Let's start with Microsoft, since Microsoft, you won the match today. How do you guys feel?
Is Lord Snow muted again?
No, I'm not muted, but I think okay. So I was on a different game. I'm sorry, guys. There must be some mistake. So I was on
No problem.
Microsoft.
No problem.
I was with Microsoft versus Facebook, which was even closer. I think it ended 8-7 over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. But how do you feel about the match, though? Was it good?
Oh, yeah.
The games?
It was really close. I mean, the guys were awesome. I think there was a match I won with 12 seconds to go, so that was stressful. But overall, I think it's a really great start to my weekend. I mean, I'm on the Pacific Coast, so that's actually cool.
How are you handling the pressure during the games? Do you feel any additional pressure compared to like your normal casual games?
Well, I mean, today was a bit tricky, as you said, because we were down like I think it was 3.5 to 2.5 at the start, and then the guys started to win, and then we lost again, and then we won again. So the last two games, literally, I mean, we had our side channel, and everybody was on their edge of their seats, waiting for the last two games to finish. And as soon as one of them finished, when we won, so we knew it was 8-6 at that time.
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, guys, we're gonna go all for a celebration coffee after this.
It also must be quite nerve-wracking for you guys, because I mean, prior to the CEA league, you probably didn't play chess regularly, right? But this league is forcing you guys to kind of get into the consistency of playing every week.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are two things here. I mean, I regularly play chess, but I don't play time chess, so that's a different skill set to learn. So,
Right.
it's different when you're relaxed and having a cup of coffee and you're playing as you wish versus, oh, you have 5 minutes to finish the game.
Right. And the time is
So,
unlimited, right?
yeah. So you guys forced me actually to start practice during the week, time chess, because you can't just take your time thinking about your moves anymore. So it's a different skill set, which is really cool to learn. And no, I'm enjoying it. It's super fun.
Have you tried
and
bullet chess?
No, not. I mean, my son plays bullet chess. I tried a couple of times. I was like, yeah, no, that's just too fast for me.
too fast.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So the minimum I went to was 5 minutes so far.
But this tournament is really good practice because as much as I feel like speed chess hurts your classical game, but at least speed chess can definitely help you do better in time pressure situations. Just like you stated in one of your games, you had 12 seconds left, but you managed to quickly get that win and not lose by time, right? So it is really good practice.
Oh yeah, I know, absolutely. I mean, it's a different skill set, but it's enjoyable. I like it. Like I think I did really bad the first day of the tournament because again I kept running out of time.
Yep.
So no, but now we're catching up, which is really good.
That's awesome. Thank you for letting us know. And how about Boeing? How did you guys feel today in the tournament?
Hi. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Like every Saturday. I think the game one, we had a lot of wins, and it was off to a great start. And then it kind of went a little downhill from there. So, but it was still fun. A lot of the games were just neck and neck until the last 10 seconds, and we just didn't know how it was going to turn out until the very end.
Awesome. And my recommendation, because to be honest, I have to take my own advice a lot of the time as well, but just for future matches, even if you're starting off really good, do not be overconfident because I'm not saying that you guys were overconfident, but sometimes, like when you're having like the first 2 rounds, you're having like a really good start, you're thinking like, oh, this is going to run smoothly, but then you let your guard down. That's just like something that me and Alex, that happens to us. Like we're winning, we let our guard down, and then we start making some mistakes. So I don't know if that actually happened in today's match, but that's just our personal advice for future.
Right. Well, it definitely could have. Happens to me, so I'm sure other people too.
Exactly. And by the way, I have never really heard of Boeing as a company. I was just wondering if you can say a few words because I think definitely a lot of people know Microsoft because just such a superior company and everyone has like Microsoft software or whatever. But what's Boeing, if you don't mind me asking?
Sure. We build airplanes. We're probably the biggest in the market. So we build like 787s, 777s, 737s, and a few other models that are trickling out. We're always neck and neck between Airbus. So
cool.
I'm not sure how we are right now, but we're one of the top manufacturing companies who builds airplanes.
That's awesome. I feel kind of silly for not knowing that. Maybe other people who are watching the stream knew that, but thank you. Thank you so much for letting me know. But thank you both of you for coming today online to do the interviews. Really appreciate it, and I wish both of your teams good luck in the next rounds. Please don't be too worried if you lost this match. Just get your optimism up and hopefully you'll win the next match. And also for Microsoft, I mean, good luck to you next round too, but just don't be overconfident. Just play your best chess.
Just enjoy the games and start practicing.
Have fun.
Start practicing more bullet.
What?
Yep. Thank you so much, folks, for having us.
Yeah.
3+2 is
Yes,
good.
thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one. Okay. Thank you for everyone watching today's stream. I'm so sorry once again about the technical difficulties that we experienced for the first 2 rounds, but
No, it's all
we
my
know
fault. I'm the one to blame. So thank you for
No.
apologizing in advance.
Oh no. But it's normal. These things happen sometimes, and we know how to fix that mistake for next week's stream. And I mean, it's already fixed, as you guys can see. But I hope to see all of you next week at 10 a.m. PST or 1 p.m. Eastern, or in Alex time, 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah,
Romanian
that's right.
time.
That's right.
I hope all of you have an amazing weekend, and good luck to all of the CEA Chess League teams for next round next week.
All right.
Bye,
Take care,
guys.
everyone.